Hello and welcome to the show. Now, possibly like you, we find the whole world of property interesting, exciting, even addictive.
Yes, but in order to succeed, you've got to make sure that you buy at the right price and in the right location.
Yeah, but one way you can do that is to head down to your local auction house and buy your next home under the hammer.
You really do need to do your homework if you are buying a property at auction, because if you do that, you might just grab yourself a bargain.
So will any of today's properties turn out to be great deals? Here's what people bought.
It's more scissors than shears at this multi-purpose building in Newcastle-under-Lyme. And as you can see, it's a working salon. Morning, ladies. All these properties have been sold at auction, and we'll find out who bought them and what they paid when they went under the hammer.
Go on, Tweet.
Newcastle-under-Lyme is an elegant town in Staffordshire with its mixture of old and new. It's known for its market, but for me, I'm not interested in the fruit and veg. It's more the property market that floats my boat. The property I'm here to see is a big old unit, and here it is. It's described in the auction catalogue as being a mixed investment opportunity and is already bringing in over £15,000 a year. However, the auction catalogue also mentions that that figure could double. It's got a guide price of £195,000, and I'm intrigued. And part of that rental income is from the ground floor commercial unit at the front of the building. But I'm going to check out the other spaces first. What an amazing staircase. You've got all this original detail. A really nice banister, very pretty as you come upstairs. That's modern, that's original. I know which one I prefer. What have we got? A huge front room. Really high ceilings. You've got some more original features there. Central heating. Original fireplace, and a massive window letting loads of light in as well. So, a very, very good start. I'm impressed so far. Let's have a look. And further down the hallway and round the corner, at the end, we've got a toilet and a kitchen off to the left, and it even goes further around as well. There's so much space on this floor, but the original tiles in that toilet are so pretty. Into this huge room. More central heating, again, lots of light coming in. And the strip lighting up there tells me it was possibly an office, but all the same, lots of room, big space, lots of potential. Well, there's just room after room here. And if you were thinking, wow, what a great flat this would make, you only have to go up one more flight of stairs to see you'd be right. On the top floor, which is a two-bedroom flat, which is already tenanted. Got a huge lounge just at the front of the property there, top of the stairs. And this really, it's a massive bedroom, really, really nice. Then you've got the family bathroom, a single bedroom, and then the kitchen. What I do like about this place is that it's incredibly well kept. What I like even more is that it's bringing money in already. So this top floor shows what potential there could be here. And if I ventured down to the ground floor, the options continue. I'm downstairs on the ground floor, and there's even more space. You've got two lots of access just here. It even goes further. In through there, you've got another room. You've got an area to the right-hand side as well. There's just so much potential with the whole of this property. Well, I think this could make a great studio flat. And though there is a basement, there is less space here. That's because the commercial unit is also on this floor. So I'm in the commercial part of the building, and as you can see, it's a working salon. Morning, ladies. And it's in a great location. You've got a little bit of hanging space there for the coats, and out the back, there's even more salon space, more or less the same size as the front. And this place is on a 5-year lease. So you've got the top of the property making you money, you've got the bottom of the property making money, and all the rest is going to make you even more money. I love this place. This building has so many options: commercial, residential, flats. There is also a nearby university, so a HMO or a house of multiple occupancy may be another good option. This place is so big, I'm gonna have a bit of a rest. Come on, guys, just give me 5 minutes break. Well, while I get my head polished and catch up on the gossip, what can a local estate agent tell us about this humongous place and what he'd do with it?
I would look at two options. One option would be to keep the hair salon and the rent from that premises, then to turn the rest of the building into a house of multiple occupancy and rent per room per calendar month. The second option would be to turn each floor into two-bedroom apartments, still keeping the hair salon and the rent, again, from that premises.
So let's try for some figures on this place that was guided at £195,000.
The resale value of the hair salon is somewhere in the region of £75,000. Each of the two-bedroom apartments would have a value in the region of £75,000. Looking at the property as an HMO, I would say value-wise somewhere £200,000 to maybe £225,000.
So either option would give the potential total resale price of around 300 grand. With the flat and salon already bringing in 15 grand a year, what additional income could flats or a HMO bring in?
Looking at a house of multiple occupancy, each room would bring in somewhere in the region of £300 per calendar month. Two-bedroom apartment in this location would be roughly £500 per calendar month.
This is a great project with loads of options and a huge amount of potential. You've got all those students nearby, surely you can't go wrong. It's already making money, but it could make you a lot more. Let's see who got it when he went under the hammer.
Lot 83, impressive looking building, isn't it? It's a three-storey mixed-use investment. It's only partially let at the moment. What should we say? Should we say 180? Thank you, 180 I have. I'm now looking for 185. I think we'll do 185, 185, 190, 195, 195. No, it's 190, then go up in ones. Can I bring you back in at 191? Thank you, 192, 193. 193 I have. Can I say 194? Thank you very much. Can I say 195? 195. 196 is against you again now. You want to make it 196 for me? Here we go then, for the first time at 195. For the second time at £195,000. Are we all done then for the third and final time? I'll take a half bid if it helps anybody at the last second. If not, £195,000 is sold. Well done, 195.
So spot on the guide price at £195,000. The large multi-purpose building in Newcastle-under-Lyme was bought by Tommy. Tommy and wife Ronit met me back at the house to find out their plans. Ronit, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Tommy, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
and
too.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
This place is huge.
It is indeed. That was one of the reasons why I was interested in it. It has so much potential.
Were you looking for something in this bid?
Well, yeah, we're property investors, so whenever we're going to look at properties, it is what is the potential that it has, what are the different options that we have to use them, and this one has a lot of options and potential.
So how long have you been doing the property for now?
Well, we have few properties in the United States, 14 properties there that cash flow quite nicely.
Wow.
Yeah. And lately we started involving in here in the UK, and we're just building our portfolio.
So why property? What were you both doing beforehand?
So I was an executive in a software company, which really, that's why we moved to the US, and we came there in 2009, which was, back then was the crisis. Houses was very cheap. We started buying them, we liked that. And then I moved here, well, we moved here as a family about almost 3 years ago, again for work. I recently actually quit my job and decided to do the property as a full-time. Houses in the US are right now paying the rent, and now we decided to create a portfolio here in the UK.
And there you go.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
And the rest
As
is
they say.
We like
history and
property,
future.
and property likes us.
They do indeed like property. They have another 2 more properties they are converting along with this beast. So clearly not fazed by lots of projects or lots of work. Tell me exactly what you're going to do with this beautiful building.
Right, so one of the reasons why I bought it, when I saw the property before we went into the auction, I have an apartment, a flat upstairs, which is really, it's immaculate. There's nothing to be done over there. It's already producing rent. And then there's a shop downstairs, which is also producing rent. So we will try to make this part of the building into an HMO, a house of multiple occupancy.
Okay.
So we will be renting it by room.
What would be your next option? What would you like to do?
So if we won't be able to get a permission to an HMO for like 8 rooms HMO,
Yeah.
so we probably get a permission to do a flat and 5 rooms HMO.
Okay.
That's another
Okay.
option.
Okay.
So the upper
Yes,
one will
yes.
be a 3 rooms flat, and then we can do a 5 rooms HMO.
Okay, just break it up.
And if we won't be able to get permission
Yes.
for that, we might be able to get permission for 3 different flats.
3 different
For
flats, yeah.
something, we will get a permission.
Yeah.
Depending on what option you are
Yeah.
allowed to do, you get planning to do, that's going to
Yes.
change your budget, obviously.
Correct.
Yes.
What is your budget? What's the top and bottom of your budget?
I would say that for a property like that, depending on which way we go, probably will range in the area between 50 to 60,000 pounds.
And along with that 50 to 60 grand budget, they are hoping to complete all the work in 4 months. But they will need to get change of use from office space into residential. And they need to get consent for that preferred HMO option. So that might delay things. Are you enjoying being in the property world now more than your old jobs? Is it
Yeah.
more fulfilling?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, since we don't work, yes.
It's great, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, right now, this is the thing that is actually financing our way of life, and we like to enjoy our time. Family, we have 3 kids. We enjoy going to vacation as a family, and this is really what allows us to do it. I mean, when I was working as an executive in a software company, I spent 180 days outside of this country, so traveling all the time. I actually like being home a little bit.
Yes.
You know, you can sit, you can look at the properties, go out to the area where I invest for, once in a while, and then find a gem like that. And,
It's exciting, isn't it?
It is exciting.
It's exciting. I wish you all the best.
Thank
I
you
hope
very
you get
much.
what you want.
I hope
Option
so
number
too.
1.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Good luck.
much.
You want it? Good luck?
Thank you.
Good luck. Tell me good luck.
Thank you.
Now that's an experienced couple. They know exactly what they want and how to achieve it. With a building of this size and all those options, that is some going. And by the way, they're already achieving an 8% yield. How much will they add to that? Well, you can find out later in the programme. Time now to return to the town of Newcastle-under-Lyme in Staffordshire, where I saw this charming property that was a mix of commercial and residential premises.
Darling, don't you go and cut your hair.
So I'm in the commercial part of the building, and as you can see, it's a working salon. Morning, ladies. And it's in a great location. You've got a little bit of hanging space there for the coats, and out the back there's even more salon space, more or less the same size as the front. The tenants were on a 5-year lease, so this part of the building was already producing income. But the untapped potential here was the rest of the ground floor and first floor. This former office space was huge, and the opportunity for further development continued to the top floor, which was a tenanted, self-contained flat. It was hardly a project for beginners, which suited professional property developers, Tommy and his wife Ronit, who got this at auction for a relative snip, bang on the guide price at 195 grand. Tell me exactly what you're going to do with this beautiful building.
We will try to make this part of the building into an HMO, a house of multiple occupancy.
So if we won't be able to get a permission to an HMO for like 8 rooms HMO,
Yeah.
so we probably get a permission to do a flat and 5 rooms HMO.
The couple were determined to find a solution that could work for them and the property, but the salon would be staying, as it's already bringing in cash. For the rest, they had given themselves a 4-month timescale and a budget of £50,000 to £60,000. 9 months later, we are back to see if they managed to achieve one of their options. Yes, they have. There is now a bright and trendy kitchen. These communal rooms are on the ground floor, as is the first of the HMO rooms, complete with ensuite. Upstairs on the first floor, there are 4 bedrooms. As the couple are hoping to attract young professionals, they've aimed for a stylish contemporary finish. The rooms are very individual in colour and style. 2 of the rooms are en suite, while the other 2 smaller rooms share a bathroom on this floor. They have kept the top floor as a self-contained flat, but it has gone from a 2-bed to a 3-bed, which they will rent out on a per-room basis. So they have maximised the space here with 8 rooms. But what was the biggest challenge?
Getting the approval from the council, because they almost didn't give the approval, and then in the last minute they did.
Usually it's a 2-month process. In this case, it was almost 3.5 because we were rejected once due to changes that we need to do in our plans. So it took us almost 3.5 to 4 months to get the planning. We then had to wait for our builder to finish another project for us. And then the real project itself was actually only 2 months or even less than that. It was actually quite condensed in terms of time, but it was worth the wait for the great team that has done this work for us.
It's never easy converting an older building. Stringent regulations on soundproofing it meant they had to upgrade the windows and install acoustic flooring underlay instead of lowering the ceilings, which would have been a shame. So after all the delays, has that eaten into their 50 to 60 grand budget?
We actually reduced the budget to 45,000, and we're probably going to spend about £2,000 more. We'll still be below the original budget, so we're quite happy with that.
Under budget? That rarely happens on this show. What's the secret of their successful partnership?
I manage more the family, he manages more the business, and we find a balance like we do with everything.
I can manage the portfolio and everything that I'm doing from anywhere in the world. So it's a great way to live. It's a great way to make money, and it's going to last for a very, very long time.
Well, Tommy and Ronit are certainly optimistic. So let's hear if 2 local estate agents are equally pleased about this £242,000 investment, starting with the agent who saw it first.
Wow, what a difference. The property is a veritable TARDIS. Standing outside, you would not imagine there's as much accommodation as there actually is.
First thoughts on the property, very unique, substantial property. Finish is done to a very high standard. And with the finish and actually the size of the rooms, it's sure to attract professionals.
So what does this vast property hold in the way of profit? Well, both agents agreed that the current rental figure for the salon was about right at £750 a month. But what about the new investment of the HMOs?
Per room per week, I would say you're looking at around the £100 mark.
We would look to rent for somewhere in the region of £110 per room per week.
The top figure of £110 per week would see the 5-bed HMO bringing in £2,200 per calendar month, although the couple are hoping to achieve a slightly higher figure. But of course, there is another 3-bed flat to this property, so what could that be worth on the rental market?
We look to rent for somewhere in the region of £500 to £550 per calendar month.
You will be looking at a figure per calendar month of around about £550.
Based on the agent's top values, the income from the salon, HMO and the 3-bed flat comes in at 42 grand a year, which makes an impressive yield of just over 17%. Although Thomas and Ronit are hoping to achieve closer to 48 grand. And whilst tricky to value, as there's nothing similar on the market, the estate agents estimated the whole of the property at up to 350 grand, which based on their total investment of 242 grand, gives them a profit, minus taxes and fees, of £108,000.
Usually the way that we would have our valuer look at that would be based on the income. The income from that property is it's going to be about £48,000 per year. Usually they'll multiply it by a number, so I would estimate that this entire building will be worth somewhere between £350,000 to £400,000 based on its income, which is really what we're aiming to achieve in this case.
With their property empire coming along nicely, what's next for Tommy and Ronit?
Next step for us would be studios and one-bedroom flats. We think there is a strong demand for those properties, and it will be in the area of the northwest of England as well. We like this area, so our journey is going to continue.
Yeah.
We hope you've enjoyed the show and maybe learned a few lessons along the way.
Yes, perhaps we have inspired you to have a go yourself. Join us next time for more Homes Under the Hammer.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.